Welcome back to Wrestling Flash. In this WWE and all things wrestling video we are going to look at Bray Wyatt's wrestling future leaked, Dolph Ziggler surprisingly wins the NXT Championship, Seth Rollins depressed, and more. Be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell, so you are the first to know when we upload a new video. Dolph Ziggler surprisingly wins the NXT Champion. Dolph Ziggler won the NXT Championship in the main event of the show's Roadblock special episode this Tuesday. Ziggler recently debuted on the revamped brand and quickly set his sights on the NXT Championship. After defeating Tommaso Ciampa, Ziggler and Bobby Roode lost twice in tag team matches to Ciampa and Braun Breaker, before a triple threat main event was announced for Roadblock with the NXT Championship on the line. Before the match, Ciampa delivered a passionate promo, Breaker an intense statement of intent, and Ziggler a promise to mess up WrestleMania weekend. The match itself was a fast-paced, high-intensity affair with power moves, high-impact defense, and shocking moments making up the short but thrilling main event. The match came to an end when Ziggler delivered the superkick to Tommaso, following interference from his tag team partner Bobby Roode. NXT fans and commentators were both in shock as the show-off emerged as the winner of the contest. After the conclusion to this week's edition of NXT 2.0, it seems likely that Ziggler will carry the title into the brand's WrestleMania weekend show. NXT, Stand and Deliver. While it is unclear who the show-off will defend the championship against, fans can expect a rematch with former champion Braun Breaker. Breaker debuted on Monday Night Raw this past week as the NXT champion. He teamed up with fellow NXT standout Tommaso in their second tag team victory over Ziggler and Roode. What do you think of Dolph Ziggler's shocking title win? Do you believe Breaker could win the championship back? Share your thoughts in the comments section down below. Seth Rollins depressed. Seth Rollins has made a couple of cryptic changes to his official Twitter handle ahead of WrestleMania 38. Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens failed to win the Raw Tag Team titles last night, with RK Bro winning the tag team triple threat match contested for the belts. Rollins was stunned over the loss and showed no emotion backstage during a post-match interview. Rollins later took to Twitter and made some changes to his official account. The changes that he made are seemingly reflective of his mood after the events of Raw. Rollins' Twitter header is now completely black. He has made an interesting change to his Twitter name as well. Rollins and Kevin Owens didn't win the Raw Tag Team titles last night. Owens later made a huge announcement and invited WWE Hall of Famer Stone Cold to a special WrestleMania 38 edition of the KO show. Fans may be aware that the Rattlesnake later accepted Owens' invitation, thus setting up a huge segment at the show of shows. As for Seth Rollins, there's no concrete news on what WWE has planned for him at this year's WrestleMania. A short while ago, Rollins was quite excited about the prospect of heading to WrestleMania as one half of the Raw Tag Team Champions. My bad, guys, I can't see the contract. Little busy at the moment. But don't worry, me and Kev got the Raw Tag Team title match on lock. #WrestleMania, wrote Rollins. Unfortunately for the Visionary, that's out of the question now. Rollins has done quite well for himself at past WrestleMania events. He pulled off the heist of the century at WrestleMania 31 by cashing in his MITV contract during the main event and winning the WWE World title in the process. At WrestleMania 35, Seth Rollins defeated Brock Lesnar to become the Universal Champion. It will be quite a fall for Rollins if WWE doesn't manage to feature him in some capacity on the grandest stage of them all. What do you think? Do you believe Seth Rollins will be featured in a marquee WrestleMania match this year? Let us know in the comments section below. John Cena reacts to Hall of Famer announcing WWE return. John Cena is excited about Stone Cold Steve Austin's return to WWE at WrestleMania 38. Steve Austin is once again the talk of the wrestling world as he announced this morning that he would return to WWE to confront Kevin Owens at WrestleMania 38 on the KO show. A match between the men has yet to be officially confirmed. 16-time WWE Champion John Cena caught Stone Cold's promo on social media this morning and expressed his excitement over the Texas Rattlesnake returning at WrestleMania 38, tweeting out, "Never in the history of #Stone Cold Friday did I think I'd see this. Excited for it, Steve Austin BSR. Excited for the WWE Universe, and I'm excited for #WrestleMania." Cena tweeted, "With the addition of Stone Cold Steve Austin at this year's WrestleMania, it's clear that the company will be looking to pull out all the stops in order to sell out at T Stadium across 2 nights in April. But beyond Austin, what else can they possibly do?" The 16-time world champion appeared for WWE at SummerSlam last year. It's evident that every time Cena comes back, it generates good revenue for the company. So will we see the leader of Cenation at WrestleMania 38? It appears that Cena's Hollywood schedule will keep him from appearing at this year's WrestleMania. The Peacemaker star has certainly been keeping himself busy outside the ring with multiple projects on both the big and small screen. With or without Cena, WWE has a lot riding on WrestleMania 38, and the WWE Universe is very hopeful that the company will deliver come April. What do you make of Cena's comments? Do you think we'll see him appear alongside Stone Cold Steve Austin at WrestleMania 38? Let us know your thoughts by sounding off in the comments section below. Bray Wyatt to make first appearance after WWE release. Although he was released by WWE last summer, the artist formerly known as Bray Wyatt is yet to make an appearance in the wrestling world. That will change this weekend. Bodyslam.com reports that Wyatt will be making his first post-WWE appearance at Showcase of Legends 7 show in New York on Saturday, March 7th. At the event, the former WWE star will appear under his real name, Wyndham Rotunda. The website for the show lists a plethora of stars that will appear. These stars won't compete in matches but will appear for meet and greets. There will be a big-time wrestling show later in the day. Also appearing at the event are Britt Baker, Trish Stratus, Tori Wilson, Rikishi, Evil Uno, Rosemary, Mae Yim, and many others. Several stars who were released in 2021 have already found new homes. Keith Lee, Aleister Black, and Chelsea Green have all joined different promotions. Even Braun Strowman will be starting a new promotion, called Control Your Narrative, with EC3. Since his release, Wyatt has been working on a movie with his friend Jason Baker. Baker worked on the Firefly Funhouse segments while Wyatt was still employed by Vince McMahon. Many fans and analysts thought that the former Fiend would head to either AEW or Impact Wrestling. Wyatt is a unique persona that could help both promotions. AEW would have loved to pull in someone like Wyndham, whose character work is second to none in the industry. Considering the fact that the company does not currently have characters who draw fans with their unique persona, Wyatt would have certainly fit the bill in that regard. Impact Wrestling would seem like a perfect fit as several former WWE stars have joined the company. Chelsea Green, Mickie James, The I-Inspiration, W. Morrissey, and Matt Cardona have all joined Impact. Do you think Wyatt will make a surprise appearance in the wrestling ring, or will his presence only be felt for the meet and greet? Let us know in the comments section below. Bray Wyatt's wrestling future leaked. It looks like Bray Wyatt will soon make his long-anticipated return to the squared circle. If Killer Kross' recent tweet is any indication, Wyatt was released by WWE last year in what was a genuine surprise. The company didn't use him to his fullest potential during his final months, but he was still a big name on the roster. He hasn't stepped back into the ring ever since his release. A fan recently tweeted that they want to see Wyatt and Killer Kross pop up somewhere. The latter replied to the fan's tweet and assured them that they wouldn't be disappointed. Killer Kross recently joined EC3 and Braun Strowman's controversial wrestling company, Control Your Narrative. Bray Wyatt is quite close to Strowman in real life. Add Kross' assuring tweet to it, and one wonders if Wyatt will end up joining CYN in the coming weeks. Bray Wyatt was one of the most unique characters on WWE TV during his run with the company. He won the WWE title on the road to WrestleMania 33 in 2017 and ended up losing the belt to Randy Orton at the Show of Shows. Wyatt won the Universal title on 2 occasions as well. His first Universal title run ended with an embarrassing squash loss to Hall of Famer Goldberg in Saudi Arabia. His second title reign lasted 7 days, with Roman Reigns winning the belt at Payback 2020 by pinning Braun Strowman. At WrestleMania 37, Wyatt lost a singles match to Orton, which ended up being his final WWE outing. He is currently 34 years old and still has a lot left in the tank. Many fans have been speculating about his immediate future ever since his WWE release. The general consensus was that Bray Wyatt would end up being signed by All Elite Wrestling, as Tony Khan has signed a bunch of big former WWE stars in the recent past. What are your thoughts on Kross' tweet? Do you believe Wyatt will make his in-ring return very soon?